Today is Friday, July 31st, 2026. Welcome to This Week in Natural Refrigerants News, where we recap the top stories on naturalrefrigerants.com. This podcast is generated and read by artificial intelligence and may contain errors. We're your hosts, AT and MO, and the articles for today's podcast were organized by naturalrefrigerants.com's managing editor and written by its writers. You can find links to each article in the show notes. So today we're unpacking the hidden complexities of this global natural refrigerant boom, from Olympic-level engineering in China to the blind spots that might be lurking in your own facility's safety protocols.
Yeah, and to really understand that acceleration, we should probably start with that pretty bold prediction from ArcRef. Their CEO, Noah Song, believes China is poised to become the world's leading market for natural refrigerant systems.
Honestly, looking at their engineering track record, I totally get his confidence. I mean, ArcRef has been obsessive about the engineering side since like 2008.
Oh, definitely.
Because if you think about it, building a transcritical CO2 system is a lot like building a high-performance sports car, right? You can't just drop in a massive engine, or in our case, a natural refrigerant, and call it a day. The suspension, the aerodynamics, it all has to be tuned to handle that specific power.
Exactly. It's about whole system capability.
Yeah.
And they proved they could handle those complex conditions at the 2022 Beijing Winter Olympics.
Oh, right, the speed skating oval.
Yeah, the National Speed Skating Oval. Their transcritical CO2 systems cooled that ice so precisely that it earned the nickname the fastest ice. The athletes actually broke 11 Olympic records on it.
Which is just wild. And, they aren't even sticking just to CO2. They're going to showcase this new high-efficiency R290 chiller at Chillventa this October, pushing way further into industrial process cooling.
Right, which perfectly highlights this industry-wide shift toward looking at the entire system.
Yeah.
Like, over in Europe, MPAPS is taking a very similar philosophical approach with their new R290 commercial heat pump demo unit.
The one using their Companemic oil-free turbo compressor.
That's the one.
Wait, let me stop you there, though. This is a 23-kilowatt monoblock air-to-water unit, right? And it's hitting 70 degrees Celsius, which is 158 degrees Fahrenheit for hot water. How are they getting that kind of heat output without a massive energy penalty?
Well, getting rid of internal friction and heat loss with that oil-free turbo tech definitely helps.
Yeah.
But honestly, it's the software.
Really? The software?
Yeah, their managing director, Hana Soder, stressed that to optimize these heat pumps, you have to master how the fans, the electronics, and the refrigeration circuits all communicate in real time.
Oh, so swapping single components won't get you to 70 degrees efficiently.
Right. The entire system has to basically breathe together.
I love that. And it's that exact system-level maturity that's finally unlocking massive scale in markets you might not expect. Like, take South Africa.
Oh, yeah. According to Atmosphere's latest data, transcritical CO2 installations there have absolutely exploded.
They've tripled, haven't they?
Yep, they went from just 220 sites in May 2020 to 660 by December 2025.
Yeah.
It's mainly because the tech is finally robust enough to handle those warmer climates efficiently.
Right, and you've got major retailers like Woolworths, ShopRite, and Pick and Pay committing really hard to the transition.
Totally. But it's not just supermarkets anymore either.
Yeah, the industrial footprint is scaling so fast, like Macro's integrated 1.6 megawatt CO2 store or Medlog's massive cold storage facility in Durban. That thing is 15,000 square meters.
That is serious infrastructure. But, scaling infrastructure at that level globally requires serious capital, which brings us to UNIDO.
Right, they just secured $14 million specifically to phase out F-gases worldwide.
Exactly, and that is funding 43 different projects across 22 countries.
That's a huge catalyst for developing markets. I mean, we're seeing ammonia and hydrocarbon heat pump projects in Brazil, a 6-megawatt CO2 shrimp processing plant in Ecuador.
And Morocco is even pushing for subcritical CO2 on small fishing vessels.
But here's where we hit some of those growing pains, right? As you upgrade these systems globally, Ritesh Raj from Minelabs Cloud is warning operators about a critical operational blind spot.
Yeah, temperature monitoring.
Okay, let me push back here for a second. Isn't a calibrated sensor just a calibrated sensor? If you operate a commercial facility, why does it matter if that sensor is reading an old HFC room or a new CO2 room?
Because leaving an HFC calibrated sensor in a transcritical CO2 cold room is like trying to time a Formula One race with an old grandfather clock.
Okay, that's quite the visual.
Right. But the rhythm of the environment has fundamentally changed. CO2 systems run hotter and they require much more frequent defrost cycles.
Oh, I see. So instead of a defrost every 12 to 24 hours like an old HFC system, you're hitting one every 4 to 6 hours.
Precisely. So the sensor is experiencing a totally different thermal pulse and vibration profile now.
Meaning an old placement might just sit in a dead airflow zone now?
Exactly. Or the rapid temperature swings could just trigger constant false alarms. Raj argues that operators have to completely resurvey their sensor placements.
And they have to do that strict 30-day post-commissioning drift check, right?
Yep, otherwise your compliance data is basically useless.
Wow. Which really leaves you wondering, if a basic temperature sensor needs a total rethink in a CO2 environment, how many other invisible facility protocols are secretly still relying on outdated HFC logic? Things like safety alarms or maintenance schedules. It's
Yeah.
definitely something every operator needs to evaluate.
Oh, 100%. The underlying logic has shifted entirely.
This is AT and MO, and this has been the week in natural refrigerant news.